Since his first appearance 126 years ago, Sherlock Holmes has been a popular character. His skills in deduction and ability to solve any crime have made the consulting detective an enduring icon. The character of Sherlock Holmes has been reprised many times in many different forms. I've recently started watching BBC's modern interpretation, and chances are one of your favorite shows or characters may have been influenced by Sherlock Holmes. Because this character has remained so popular over the years, we're going to take a look at his creator, the character himself, and discuss the many reincarnations of the legendary detective. Sherlock Holmes was created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. According to Lycert's biography of the man, he was born in 1859 and died at the age of 71. He was a doctor as well as a writer, and his other works include fantasy and science fiction stories, plays, romances, poetry, nonfiction, and historical novels. The first Holmes novel, A Study in Scarlet, appeared in 1887. In total, Sir Conan Doyle wrote 4 novels and 56 short stories starring the detective. In a biography written by Hall, we see that Sir Conan Doyle resented that the popularity of Sherlock Holmes eclipsed his other work. In fact, he tried to kill off Sherlock Holmes in 1893 in order to work on his other novels, but had to bring Sherlock back in 1901 due to popular demand. Now that we know a bit about the man behind Sherlock Holmes, let's take a look at the character. As you may know, the stories of Sherlock Holmes take place after he meets his friend and chronicler, John Watson. Therefore, not much is known about his early life. In one story, it is revealed that he started solving crimes when he was a college student. Not much is said about his family either, but it is mentioned that he has an older brother named Mycroft, who has a very important and mysterious job for the British government. Sherlock Holmes was never married, though he was engaged once only to gain information about a case. After he retired from solving crimes, he became a beekeeper. His personality is described as very eccentric. He keeps his surroundings in a state of organized chaos and often doesn't eat for long periods of time. There are instances where the character uses drugs, such as cocaine or morphine, to alleviate boredom when there are no cases. Because of this, analysts suspect that he was a manic depressive because of his enthusiasm during cases and his intense boredom without them. Others, such as Dr. Lisa Sanders, believe he had Asperger's because of his attention to detail and his lack of interest in interpersonal relationships. So far, we've learned about the author and the character. Let's take a look at the many different ways and times Sherlock Holmes has appeared in pop culture. Keogh compiled a brief list describing the many faces of Sherlock Holmes. There are modern retellings of the story, such as BBC's Sherlock or CBS's Elementary. Many popular characters have been inspired by Sherlock Holmes, such as Dr. Gregory House on Fox. Several shows have had episodes paying homage to Sir Conan Doyle's legendary detectives, such as Doctor Who and Star Trek. I hope you've learned something new about the iconic character Sherlock Holmes. We've learned about Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the man who created the legend. We've taken a closer look at the life and eccentric habits of Sherlock Holmes, as well as his friendship with Dr. Watson. Finally, we looked at a few ways Sherlock Holmes continues to appear 126 years after he first arrived. Now you know a bit about the world's most famous consulting detective.